Hello everyone, it's me, Mix2the and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So sit back and enjoy. Yeah, okay guys, I was a little bit over-exaggerating last time, and we will not see each other in the Shadow Temple, we still need to go there, but yeah, that's our today's task. We will descend into the deepest and darkest depths of the Fire Temple, almost, Shadow Temple. But yeah, first of all we want to go back to Adult Link, which means let's draw the Master Sword once again. Luckily no one else picks that up. But then again, the Master Sword is kind of sentient. I mean, like, fire is a thing, even though no one like thought of that back in the day when they made Ocarina of Time. But yeah, there's a chance of like 70% that fire's in there, or so. Also, just because I got reminded that fire's in the Master Sword. Okay, let's go to Shadow Temple. Of course we play our handy song here that Sheik gave to us. This time we will also enter the temple legitimately. There's also nothing else you need to do as Adult Link. Lens of Truth does not unlock anything meaningful that we can do right now. So Shadow Temple it is. And we did already clip into here, but this time let's do it normally. I will not do the fire arrow strat. That's something I cannot really do, and yeah, I like this. Fop. And the door to the darkness opens. Ooh. Okay, let's enter. Shadow Temple. Ooh. Same music as Bottom of the Well, but also still pretty fitting. This time around we have the Lens of Truth, which enables us to see all the secrets here. This, of course, here is supposed to be some kind of prevention that Child Link cannot enter this dungeon, because you can open the door, of course, also as Child Link. But yeah, Child Link is not allowed here. No kids allowed. The Shadow Temple will yield only to the one with the Eye of Truth, handed down in Kakariko Village. I still need to show you that guy that gives you the hint that the Eye of Truth is like where the well is. But yeah, of course we do get a lot of puzzles now that involves the Lens of Truth. I will try to avoid Lens of Truth at all in this dungeon. So let's see how this goes. We have Truth Spinner here. Make my beak face the Skull of Truth. The alternative is descend into the deep darkness. Okay, doesn't sound too good. Shadow Temple also has a lot of like funny features, because we have signs here, for example. Only one who has sacred feet can cross the Valley of the Dead. Okay. Yeah, Truth Spinner, we will come to that later. First of all, we go here, because this will lead to the dungeon item. This dungeon gives you the dungeon item fairly early. And you have this foreboding skull there. One who gains the Eye of Truth will be able to see what is hidden in the darkness. Okay. And now we are in this room. Seems a little bit like Doom, like the original Doom. Shadow Temple. Here's gathered Hyrule's bloody history of greed and hatred. We will hear that quote a lot if I'm not fast enough. Shadow Temple, here's gathering Hyrule's bloody history of greed and hatred. Yeah, cool. Obviously you are supposed to use Shadow Temple. Here's gathered. Yeah, you are supposed to use Lens of Truth here to find the way. But I know the way. First of all, we want to go here. We do have a readout here, but we also have keys here, so let's get rid of the keys first. Stun this guy, jump slash, goodbye. One thing I can say about the Shadow Temple is that it is, in my opinion, the weakest of the adult dungeons. And that's mainly because this dungeon is horribly linear. Like, it's basically the absolute opposite of what Water Temple was. Which is a little bit of a letdown if you ask me. Because at this stage I would expect or would like to have some more sophisticated dungeons, not just like a straight line from start to finish. which this dungeon ultimately evolves in. What is hidden in the darkness? Tricks full of ill will. You can't see the way forward. Oh, I can't, but I know where I need to go. Careful. What is hidden in the darkness? Yeah, Shadow Temple likes to talk to you a lot, especially those rooms here. The atmosphere of the Shadow Temple, though, is pretty cool. Like, I really like the atmosphere here. It's a really good, scary dungeon. I did already... a different text. The one who gains the Eye of Truth will be able to see what is hidden in the darkness. No, never mind, that's also old. But yeah, those glowing eyes, skulls, usually lead to, like, passageways where you want to go. Shadow Temple, here's gathered Hyrule's bloody history and greed of hatred. Yeah, we want to go here. And this will reunite us with Dead End. Hey. Okay, we can fight him like we did last time. This time around he has more hands. But we can also use a different strategy now that we have the Lens of Truth. Because now, if we activate Lens of Truth, we will be able to spot his shadow. This is normally not visible, but yeah, if we plant a bomb here now, and wait until it explodes, it will, like, trigger Death End. Also, what does Navi even say to this guy? Death End, not Death End, Death End. Watch out for its infinite hands, aim for its head. I also like that the main body here does not have hands at all, it just has, like, those bloody stumps there. Okay, what we want to do is we want to wait until he attacks us, we want to use crouch steps. And once he backs off, with precise timing we can score another hit, like that. We want to do that again. But I missed it, okay. If you do that correctly, you can, like, before he ducks down, you can attack him with the jump slash. It requires precise time because you want to hit him basically at the exact moment he starts digging down. And that way you can cancel him digging down, and then you need to do that again. And the second time is harder because the second time around you don't get like Navi that is targeting that end anymore. But you know, we can, like, try to find him again. Like, he's there. He tries to cover himself with the sands, but we can just throw the bomb instead. He also has, like, this creepy laugh. But yeah, goodbye. Look at this guy. Can't really see him. Because the cutscene is in the way. Look at this guy, holy shit. Dead End, Dead End, Dead End. My good old nightmare friend. Anyways, dungeon item, you get the hover boots. With these mysterious boots, you can hover above the ground. The downside, no traction. You basically become Luigi. Can even use these to walk for short periods where there are no solid grounds. Be brave and trust in the boots. Okay, we got Sacred Feet now. It doesn't have anything to do with weird fetishes. Yeah, another one of those, like, you need to open the menu items to equip it, but hey. We don't need them as often as our iron boots. Also, I hope you are ready to hear about Hyrule's bloody history of greed and hatred. And that's not the right location, I got a little bit lost here. Oh, you don't want to say that anymore? Maybe Dead End did speak to us, that could be it. The map reveals that we did find all the hidden passages here, even though we don't have our cursor that indicates our position. A Truth Spinner, we can do Truth Spinner now. If we like solve Truth Spinner, it will open the gate here. And that's, by the way, here what we need hover boots for. But yeah, Truth Spinner has one like quirk. And the thing is, what we are supposed to do is, we are supposed to use Lens of Truth here, and we want to see the only skull that still is there, even if we enable Lens of Truth, and the other ones vanish. The thing is, if you don't want to use Lens of Truth, I used it now, never mind. But if you want to solve this without Lens of Truth, the trick is, it's always one of the skulls that is like one of the three skulls like furthest away from where the Truth Spinner starts. So either this one, or this one. It's never the ones that are in front. Also, this one. It's never like the two here in front. But yeah, now I know it. If you spin it to the wrong location, that's where you want to equip hover boots. If you spin it to the wrong location, this will happen. It's also super slow. Like, you are supposed to fall into a pit here and die. You don't die, but you void out, of course. Each time you void out, I think it also resets where the skull is. And each time you enter and leave the room, and that also resets where the skull is. And then cool, we're here. Now we could also just mega flip over there, but okay. Okay, that's basically one of the major usages of the hover boots already. Like, in randomizer, they get much more utility, and you can also do like other funny stuff with them. Beamos. Oh, this time we stunned it, it's a big one. This time we only stunned it, but the second bomb will take care of it. A hidden wall. That's an actual wall that we need to bomb, and I think this one is also transparent, yeah. We want to go here first. Gyptos. Gyptos can even stun Adult Link, something Readers can usually not do. But that should still work. Nice. And Gyptos will also not move over to their like fallen comrades and try to eat them. Yeah, one precise jump slash is enough to take care of them. Because you hit them twice, you can hear that. I think that's already the compass. Also a good showcase of how like small this dungeon also is. Basically, bottom of the well and Shadow Temple try to like complement each other, and that's why they kind of count as one dungeon. They even share the same music. I think that's also might also be an indication. Okay, I just stunned him. Hey, I want to play a song here. Let's see. Song of Storms. Never sure which song you need to play in those locations. Can be different, but it's Song of Storms, okay. Like, if you know those locations, that also really highlights how much healing you get in this game. Like, Nintendo really didn't want for you to die here. Also completely shatters the atmosphere because now it's raining here and music is gone. Okay, we need a key to go on ahead. Let's go to this room then. This is also pretty cool with the like Grim Reaper scythe here and stuff. Cool. Like in Ice Cam, we can also just duck down here if we do it with the right time. You can also just roll below these senses. Almost scythes. In German, the word for scythe is Sense, so it's pretty funny when like German people say sense if they mean scythe. Okay, we need to get silver rupees here, by the way. And that opens... Oh, did it? Okay, thank you. That opens this, and we get a small key here. There's also another funny thing we can do here, because basically we can skip the entire dungeon. Kind of. Navi? This wall, it's saying something. It says if you want to see a ferry to the other world, come here. Oh, whoa! Ouch. Okay. Ouch, my head. Ugh. But yeah, what we see right here is basically pretty much the end of the dungeon. And the funny thing is, we can just go here. We just need to precise a fairly simple setup. What we want to do, we want to align ourselves with this wall. What we want to do now is we want to swing our sword so that Link bonks off the wall, kind of. Like he normally, like the sword clangs when it slashes the wall. And when we hear that sound, we want to shield. Basically like this. Like this. Then we want to do the same again. And now we want to side hop to the left again. I think one more time. So 3 side hops to the left. And I think all we do now is jump slash and we should be able to clip through the gate here. No, I did it wrong then. Maybe you are not allowed to... Maybe you also need to align with this wall. It could also be. You need to align with this wall, and then you need to do this. 1, 2, 3, and then do the side taps. I think that's better. Shield. Shield. And jump slash. Nah, not quite it. I think I'm missing a step here or so. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Shield. Shield. And then one more maybe? Without shielding, and then? Yeah, there we go. I just need to hold forward then. Okay, so the strategy is align with this wall like this. Side top left, side top left, side top left. A total of 3 times. Slash wall shield. Slash wall shield. Slash wall, wait until the recoil ends. And then perform a jump slash from where you're standing right now and hold forward. There we go. If Link lets go of the ledge, that would also be pretty nice, but... let's try this again. Dude, you're not supposed to climb up there. Maybe you also want to perform 2 like jump slashes, that could also work. But normally if you clip in the gate like that, you're already like out of where you want to be. Yeah, he does not like that, huh? Also the Meta Link. This is actually not hard at all. That's actually not hard at all, I said. I'm doing something wrong here. Yeah, you want to press jump slash while holding Z, and then you want to press A again. You basically want to mash A once you are in the right position to perform the jump slashes consecutively. Okay, now we are at the end of the dungeon, can skip the entirety of Shadow Temple. Well, of course I'm not going to do that, I will do the dungeon legitimately. Let's just place this block in its rightful location. That way we can already like finish this. Although that's also pointless, you can just hookshot onto the ladder that you can reach now with when the block is in the right position. You can also just jump onto the ferry with the precise, with the right angle and stuff. Once again, a lot of shenanigans Ocarina of Time allows you to do. Also, this allows us to see like this door from like this side. If I were to do this now, I would not be able to beat the entirety of Shadow Temple anymore, because this door is actually a locked door, but you can only see that from the other side. So do not do that, otherwise you lock yourself out of the rest of the dungeon. You cannot see a gold sculpture here somewhere, that's none of our concern right now. Nice thing here, by the way, the thing we climb up here is rusted. Not crate. Crate is not the net. It's a net, yeah, but gitter. Once again, I'm lacking words today for whatever reason. Let me look that up. The grid, it's a grid. The grid is rusted here in this dungeon. I didn't have to look that up even. That was weird. Okay, I realized what the word was before I looked it up. But it's a grid. The grids are rusted here. Pretty nice detail. Now we arrive here. Sudden change in color for this dungeon. I like that. Careful. Once again, a place where you're supposed to use the Eye of Truth, Lens of Truth. But if you're just careful, you should be able to manage this. Also pretty nice designs here with those reds here and the guillotines. The guillotine is on strike, madame. That's what the French say. Uh-oh, shadows of monsters that hang from the ceiling. I actually want to defeat one of those guys because I need money. There we go. Oh, big money. Okay, this room is pretty cool. This room is, first of all, pretty big. I think that might actually be one of the biggest rooms in the entire game, dungeon-wise. And like, I like the aesthetic of this room. Like, it feels pretty cool, if you ask me. Wait a second, would you actually be able to jump onto that from over here? I think you would be able to. Ah, I cannot hear the clank. There's an invisible platform here that travels back and forth between the chain here. But yeah, watch out for the guillotines. Also random weird bubble here. Stealthos. Almost had a pretty good timing there. But yeah, that should suffice. Once again, one of those spots here. Nintendo really doesn't want you to die. Doesn't want for you to die. Keep in mind that you also have Song of Storms here, like, if you go by intentional things. Also, I hear the bubble and it sounds like as if it has a very bad time. I hear the bubbles somewhere. Wait a second. Is it down here? I do still hear it. It must be down here somewhere. Maybe it's out of rendering distance. That might also be it. And that's not what I wanted to do. There it is. I found it at least. But yeah, cool. And this room is also a little bit annoying. If you like void out, you spawn all the way over here again. The guillotine is on strike, madam. If you know where that comes from, plus points for you. That looked weird. I should have taken damage there. I don't want to bother with the Stealthos right now. I already defeated you. You have no right to live again. But if you want to hop over here, this section here is completely optional. It will just lead to a Skulltula. It even has like its own special room here. Yeah, also here different color. The one thing I really have to say, like design-wise, like from like an optical standpoint, Shadow Temple does deliver. I think. Like there are a lot of like differently colored rooms, and they all have like their own distinct creepy atmosphere. Also a lot of different texture work here. I like that. And we can hear like an invisible scythe here. We can also see that there's a like. I'm sure I cannot hit that. I can actually hit that because the guillotine is not the thing is not solid. There are more keys here. Would just be nice if I could aim over here. Hiding on the corners, I see. Yeah, the idea here is that you kill all the enemies. This is just a random Song of Time block, I think. To get some hearts. Like Shadow Temple also has a lot of those, actually. Okay, Skulltula and a couple of rewards here. This should be money. Like I said last episode, this is also the dungeon of like 5 rupees. The main reward is the other chest here that you cannot see because it's invisible, not invincible. Or arrows, nice. But yeah, main treasure was, of course, the Skulltula. There's something similar on the other side, maybe. The main star of the music for Shadow Temple is definitely the crier. That's definitely what is like the star of the show here. Like it simulates the painful cries of the deceased or so. You annoy me. Oh, guy was going up the hill. But yeah, okay. Okay, we have now another application here for our nice little hover boots. Of course, we want to wait until the platform goes down. And then we want to move here, and then we fall onto the platform. And then we want to move until the platform reaches its highest point, and then we want to move over here. And we are on safe ground again. Cool. Sure, let's use bomb shoes. A bomb shoe bowling 2.0 did hit, never mind. That's something, yeah, Master Quest. Like a Master Quest, there's 1 rupee up there. Ouch. As long as I don't fall off here, I'm fine. One thing I never showed off with those blade traps, but you can actually roll through blade traps without taking damage. The thing is, when Link rolls, the last few frames of his rolling animation, Link is completely invincible. So if we do something like this, for example, we don't take damage from the blade trap. It's also useful in like certain other scenarios. But mainly used to roll through blade traps with the right timing. Another sign here. Only one with the Eye of Truth will find the stone umbrella that protects against the rain of blades. The thing is, we are supposed to use the block that is hidden here. However, we have multiple options what we can do here. First of all, we could use ground jumps, I guess. And do stuff like that. And we are up here. That's the main idea behind this room, that you get up here. Another much cooler way to get up here is to go under the crushing thing here. And when it comes crashing down, you want to perform a backflip. If you do that right, it looks something like that. And you land on top of the umbrella here. Pretty cool. Because while Link is like performing his backflip, he cannot get crushed, and instead he lands on the other side of the platform, which is pretty cool. Of course you do this legitimately, but just to show it off. Also, here's a little pet peeve of mine. The block does not have the same size as like the pathway here. That's something that always highly annoys me for whatever reason. They could have made that the same size as the block, but nope. It's like 1 pixel too short. You cannot also like pull it from the other side now and like make it so that it actually fits that ground. Like, it's always like 1. It's not a pixel, but like 1 push too far to the left or to the right. Yeah, the idea here is that you use the stone so that we do not get crushed. You want to place it, first of all, in a way that both get stuck here, both umbrellas get stuck. But the thing is, that does not solve the issue that we still cannot reach like the top of these structures here. And that's why we need, halfway through, while both are stopped, we need to go to the other side and, like, instead of pushing it, we need to pull it now. Now let's use, why do you not target gold sculpture here? Also, this is like a bottom of the level. This is also like a place you can theorize about. But why are there prison cells here with like weird crushers? Questions, guys, questions. And naturally, because bottom of the well and Shadow Temple are such scary places, especially for a Zelda and Nintendo game in general, like back in the day, and even to this day, like those places are still like among the like most gruesome and like scary Nintendo places of all time. But yeah, because of that, there's of course a lot of like theories about those places. Blue Rupee again, my favorite. Like, I think the idea is that they try to fake you out with that. Oh no, there's nothing here, but then you press the switch and oh, it's a small key. Another one of those small keys whose usage is not not immediately apparent. But yeah, there we go. We must suspect I did again, and you did see that I did just roll straight through the blade trip there. Also, in case you want to turn back, there's this handy hookshot target here, in case you want to go back without using warp songs or so. You're not trapped here. That's also something I didn't spot like for the longest time, that you can go back here. But you can. Okay, next thing we want to do, once again, without Lens of Truth, there are invisible platforms here. I want to be careful, not that I fall off. You can use Link's Shadow actually as a way to tell how far the platform goes. Like, kind of. Actually not, like his shadow is just levitating. But yeah, the thing is, there's another platform here, and this platform moves on this chain back and forth. That's of course a little bit tricky if you want to do this without Lens of Truth. There's like one thing that allows you to get a better assessment to where the platform is. Because if we watch the target indicator for the hookshot closely, we can see that it moves like further back and closer to the hookshot. Like if it is like this, you know that the platform is close by. You can also use like the hookshot, and if it clanks, you see that the platform is there. But you can see, like if it is like this, platform is away, now platform is where we want to jump on. Back, and now I think it's a good time to jump. And there we go. And now we just jump over there, and there we go. Lens of Truth is not needed. Okay, another funny room, another room that seems seemingly empty, but actually has a lot of funny stuff here. There are spikes here littered through the ground. Actually, let me show that off. There are spikes here. And there are also invisible hookshot targets we need to aim to, because otherwise you cannot reach the top of that or the other silver rupees here. There are some ways you can orientate yourself though. First of all, we want to defeat the Readets here. You can also see that because we have a Goron Tunic equipped, that prevents us from taking damage from those spikes, because they still count as hazardous flora. And yeah, I talked about that multiple times by now. Goron Tunic does prevent that damage from hazardous floors, at least for a brief moment, and that moment is enough for us to just move across it. If you don't have Goron Tunic available and still don't want to take damage, you can also use hover boots for this, because then you can just move safely across that. But yeah, now for the fun part. Now we need to aim for the hookshot targets without Eye of Truth. And there are some ways to orientate yourself here. First of all, let's get the obvious ones out of the way. But yeah, in order to go up here, one thing you can use to orientate yourself is, I think, this black spot here. I think that's where the hookshot target is. Yeah, there we go. That's the spot you want to aim for. Get this spot here. There we go. And another fun thing, in case you go in here in a randomizer and only have the normal hookshot, you will notice that like the normal hookshot does not reach so far. The trick is that you can do here is you can backflip onto the chest here, and then you get enough height so that the normal hookshot also can do this. So neither is long shot required, nor is Lens of Truth here. Now we can reach that one. And this one is a little bit more finicky. I think it's somewhere over here. Like, I do not recall where it is here. I think it's higher than you would expect, like somewhere around here or so. Yeah, over here. But yeah, there we go. There's also an invisible platform here. And yeah, this is how the room looks like if you have Lens of Truth enabled. There's a hookshot target there, over there. But of course, those are all still active if you cannot see them. Now we are in this funny room. We have keys here, fire keys even. You. Bam. Okay, we want bombs here, and this looks suspiciously like the pot in Goron City, if you recall. A weird camera, okay. Yeah, we want to throw a bomb in there. We can also use bomb shoes, and if we time it so that the bomb shoe explodes at the bottom of this pot, it also explodes the pot and we get the contents of it. But bombs are easier. This is important because there's a small key in here. I think that's the first time we see a small key just laying around here as a bitmap. Nice. Also, don't forget about that Skulltula. But yeah, that concludes our business here. Not much else we can do here. I want to go back up again though. We'll also get bomb floors here in case you run out of bombs, of course. This guy's not talking to us, he's not very talkative. So let's just go over here. Once again, roll through the blade trap if you want to. And do you remember the spot? It was over here. Cool. And now we can use our key to enter this room. This is another funny room, because we have those fence here. Those fans, of course, will push us back. We cannot... I think if we continue rolling, at some point we are actually able to create some distance, but not like that. Okay, what we want to do here in order to, of course, avoid being blown away, iron boots. Iron boots make us safe enough that we do not get blown away. Those fans, of course, feel pretty weird in a place like this. The design, at least, does feel fittingly, but like the entire wind mechanic feels weird. Once again, that might be something that is like a remnant of like when there was a wind temple in this game. Also, another funny thing that I haven't talked about yet. This temple, sometimes, if you look at a wall, we could see it there. I saw it briefly. Here, where is it? There. You can see that we get a lens flare here, because like somewhere around this place there's a sun placed here. Like the sun does actually like reach this place, kind of. Of course you cannot see it because we are moving around in like a contained space here. But there is like somewhere in like the overarching like world of this map here, there's like the sun placed here for whatever reason. That's not the case in any other dungeon, I think, but for whatever reason Shadow Temple has it. Nice fun fact. Okay, once again, here we just move across, we don't need to worry. We have this unique eye switch here that shoots fire. We can also get rid of it if we shoot an arrow into its eye once it opens its eye. Come on. You wanted to. Come on, you did not lose interest, did you? There we go. But I was too slow. Come on, don't be shy. Has a long cooldown, as you can see. There we go, destroyed. But yeah, that should be it. There's also like a strat that you can use in order to instantly go through the entire room here without even being interrupted by the fence once. This room here primarily serves as a way to first off get a key and secondly to get a hint for where to go. Actually, do we even get a key here, or is it just... Oh, it's even an invisible chest here. Over here maybe? Yeah. 5 rupees. Oh, arrows, okay. For whatever reason you get arrows here, but yeah, the main attraction here is this hint. I can hear the spirits whispering into this room. Those who have sacred feet should let the wind guide them. Then they will be led to the hidden path. That's what they are saying, okay. Still interesting that now we can talk to ghosts, but okay. It takes me from behind her route. Yeah, the idea is that we spot a hidden like alcove here in the wall. So we can just take our hover boots with the wind over here and we arrive at the next room. 2 more Gyptos. Once again, I must say Shadow Temple tidbit disappointing. Like the big room with like all the gimmicks was pretty nice. But right now we are just like in a weird string of like corridors with like individual rooms where we need to defeat a couple of enemies. A little bit of a letdown still. There are some bobbable spots here first of all. Okay. And even blocked, nice. That clang sounded weird for whatever reason. Blue rupee again. Yeah, the thing is, you are supposed to find the hidden treasure chest here that was below this patch of dirt there. Also another like different design and texture for like a room here in Shadow Temple, like this room with the skulls here and stuff. Pretty cool. I also like that they made an effort to add some like structure here. That's also pretty cool. Nicely done. Once again, I repeat myself, but design-wise, Shadow Temple is actually pretty good. And look and behold, we are here. And that's what I meant. This was a locked door. If we used that key, if we tried to open this door, we would have used the key actually, because the door still needs to be unlocked. Cool. Now we can continue here, and you can see that we basically skipped the entire dungeon by doing that. Okay, right now we want to play a Scarecrow song. Because there's a Scarecrow we can summon here. Oh, room lags a little bit. Do you see that? It lags a little bit. And that allows us to reach this Skulltula. I think you can also reach that Skulltula with just Longshot. I think that's absolutely possible. And yeah, also you don't need the blocker, you can just do this. Looks a little bit weird, but it works. You can also try to jump onto the wheel of the ferry here. Like that, and yeah, that works too. Block is not needed. But yeah, now we need to play Zelda's Lullaby again. What else? And this will initiate the boat ride. Pling, pling, pling. This is actually fairly memorable in this temple, that's a cool thing. Like, kind of supposed to be a reference to, like, Greek mythology. Like the river Styx we are crossing right now. To the Hades, which is not Greek mythology at all. No, Hades is Roman, right? No, Hades is Greek, of course. We also get some company here. Because the sword is going up and down, we have like some pretty funny behavior here, a second one. And because if we do a jump slash, for example, we make either a very short one or a very big one. By the way, it's not important that we take care of those guys. Those guys are just a mere distraction. You can try to push them off even. Okay, guy kind of fell down. You can also see that the swirl of the spin attack does some weird things here. But yeah, we want to leave, by the way, at some point. Navi is gonna inform us about that. Because at some point, Link, the ship is sinking, abandoned ship, get onto the safe platform. Goodbye, dude. Once again, I wonder if I can still see this guy. Ah, that guy is actually kind of vanished right now. Can't even hear him laugh anymore. But yeah, cool, that was our ride through the river Styx. We can see the Lensflare here again. Like, that always tells you where the sun is, like in relation to where you stand. Really strange why they did not remove the sun here for this. Where is it? Does time pass here, maybe? Can it be that time passes here? Like if I play Sunsong? Sunsong shouldn't do anything here. I don't think it does anything here. Nope. Yeah, we have multiple options here right now. Boo, jump scare. Sorry, quick interruption, guys. But yeah, we are here in this room now. let's go and get the boss key first. I think that's the first thing I want to do. The boss key is over here. This room is what I like to call the parking lot, because it does look like an underground parking lot, in my opinion. There are invisible vaults here, and it's kind of structured like a labyrinth, but it's also not too hard to navigate. I want to go to the southern room that I'm like facing here right now. The floor masters here are also not all that dangerous. This is also a funny room, once again, with all the blood. This is an invisible floor master, by the way. Once you defeat it, don't forget to spin and kill it. One survived. Nah, come on. Nah. You can also kill those small floor monsters with hookshot, by the way. Also, once again, we really need to censor the blood from Gendorf. We really need to censor the blood from Gendorf. Because blood is evil. Evil blood. And like this is not blood, that's ketchup, guys. Like someone did not like eat properly his pommes here or so. His french fries. I don't know. Get some arrows here, some normal supplies, okay. But did we get it? We did get a key, didn't we? I think we did get a key there. Did not pay attention. Okay, next off is this door. I think this is a completely optional room. There's not even a Skulltula here, I think. You can play this. No, never mind. There's a Skulltula here. At least something. But breaking those pots is completely optional. This is just for fun. Like, Shadow Temple already has so few stuff going for itself, and then like stuff like that also is like completely pointless. Cool, that worked pretty well. Money! Finally! It's not like as if this dungeon already has like all kinds of enemies that drop huge amounts of rupees. So yeah, here's more money. So that's where all the blue rupees come from. Cool, I think that's not the last Skulltula here, is it? I think there's another one on the way to the boss. But I'm also too lazy to check right now. Okay, only that room over there left. That room is also a little bit unique, has a unique gimmick that does not appear elsewhere. Uh-oh, the walls are coming closer, and if you're not careful, we're gonna get shish kebabbed. Uh-oh, yeah, the thing is, we need to burn those with Din's fire. Oh, you also get magic here. Okay. If you let them get too close, they crush you and you void out. Once again, random readouts here. I think that's another 5 rupee. Good. But more importantly, there is the boss key over there. Yeah, ultimately, Shadow Temple, really strange dungeon. There's a lot of unique gimmicks, but none of them like really do something. It definitely feels underdeveloped compared to the other dungeons in this game. It could either be that this is the first, like one of the first dungeons that they designed for Adult Link. Like, or one of the first dungeons in general, maybe. And that's why it's a little bit more on the primitive side compared to the others. Or it could be that they did run out of time and they had to craft something before they had to ship the game. Like either that or the other thing. Okay, next challenge is, and pretty much last challenge of this dungeon. We need... You can see the pots spawn in. Ooh, ghostly pots. But yeah, the last thing we need to do here is cross this gap here. There are multiple ways we can do this. Because we have the scarecrow, we can simply summon a scarecrow to get across. I think that's bad. I need to... Actually, Navi, are you already there? No. Navi, where are you even? There you are, my trusty fairy. There we go, I need to send over here. And we can summon a scarecrow over here. Maybe not. We need to get closer. But then again, Navi once again is not reacting. Come on, Navi, do your job. Maybe from over here. There we go. Okay, now we can just hookshot onto the scarecrow and get across. The other thing, if you don't have the scarecrow, you can still get across. You should notice that there's like this broken statue here. Like similar to the other one here. What you need to do is you need to use your bow and shoot one of those bomb throwers there. If you can hit. And then you create a chain reaction and tip this statue. Cool. Another one of those like seemingly random gimmicks in this dungeon. But yeah, we are almost at the boss. Only one room is separating us from it. Nice hearts. Also, once again, a random Song of Time block here, right? Yeah, here. I was playing a different song, I think. Was I playing Inverted Song of Time? Could it be that I did play Inverted Song of Time? That's the other game, not this one. Yeah, hey, Song of Time block. And I got a heart. Amazing, isn't it? Yeah, really, this dungeon is something. Definitely feels on the like unfinished side of things. If you ask me, at least. But hey, it does definitely increase its score with its design and stuff. Yeah, here we need the small key, and then the next door is the big key. And we already did get all the sculptures, did we? Yeah, we did. Okay, there's a sculpture here in this room in Master Quest then. Good, 84 already, so only 16 left. Good. Okay, what we want to do here, we can, I think, just jump across. Never mind. Yeah, if you want to do it safely, hover boots. I'm doing this wrong. Move straight, move to the side a little bit. Maybe not. What am I doing wrong? Maybe I want to go to the left side. There we go, and now we can cross. Okay. Hover boots, sure. But normal boots instead. Yeah, that's how this room looks like. Not much of a challenge once again. We just need to move across. But I like that it is seemingly endless darkness here to all sides. That's pretty cool. Also weird, like, lighting here going on. But yeah, okay, boss time. It's funny, when you enter this room with hover boots, you slide directly into the pit here. But yeah, guys, get ready for a boss fight. There's some shenanigans you can do in the 1.0 version of Ocarina of Time. That's the first time where, like, 1.1 version comes in with something unique here. Oh, bless you, Link. But yeah, you can drop a bomb here, like in 1.0 on this side, and that way you can already stun the boss before you actually initiate the fight, which, first of all, does skip the cutscene for the boss, and secondly allows you to defeat the boss before like the fight actually starts, which is pretty nice. Yeah, let's see the boss. If you know that video, you're good. But yeah, we have Bongo Bongo here. We want to stun his hands, and then he will attack us, and we shoot another arrow in his eye. The idea is that he use... that was a little bit early. Let's give him a chance here. But yeah, the idea is here that you use Eye of Truth to reveal his true self, true identity. Once you stun one hand, the other one will attack, so be careful of that. Oh, that was bad. I think you can stun lock him actually and defeat him in one cycle. But yeah, he's basically like a big shadow beast that is like standing on a drum here. Oh, you cannot grab me. Yeah, occasionally he will also just attack like that. That's, by the way, also the reason why we couldn't like see this guy when he was breaking out of the well. We didn't have Eye of Truth equipped. That was pretty good. One thing to notice is, one thing I never really like talked about. When you have Lance of Truth active, you cannot use other magical effects, which includes spin attacks. That was bad. Ouch. Get tackled by the big boy here. Bongo Bongo is also like a boss I always remember for like one of those early hacking videos I already talked about that I watched. It sounds always pretty nice when you like do that, but yeah, that guy is also source of like a lot of hacking videos I watched like back in 2012 or so. Like there was like Bongo, but the fight takes place on a pizza, and like Bongo, but he's actually Shuriken Bongo or so, like he has a longer body or so. And also Bongo in different areas where he's not supposed to be. In any case, that's the boss. Not much of highlight. I talked about different stuff. If you run out of arrows, by the way, you can also use a hook shot in order to stun his hands. Another thing you can do if you already have ice arrows, you can freeze one of his hands, and then he will try to box open his like frozen hand with his other hand, and that way you get an opening and can shoot him. But he is trying to do that. But yeah, Bongo also has a lot of theories. Why was he sealed in the well? Why was the Eye of Truth there, like Lens of Truth there, like, and all of that? Like, how does it relate? Why does he have like now hands that are attached to his body, like, and stuff like that? That's a lot of theorizing here once again going on. Also, like the arena, like we have first of all like this big drum, of course, and otherwise just pure darkness. Also pretty cool. This floor is hazardous, by the way. Don't step on it. But you can step on like the skull here, which looks pretty cool. I didn't give Bongo much of a chance. This room is also unique in the sense that you don't like get the normal camera for when Link holds an item above his head. Only 2 hearts left, guys. But yeah, that's Shadow Temple. By the way, I really hope you know that the Japanese Concon video, but made with like sound effects from Ocarina of Time, that seemingly randomly shows up in like YouTube random recommendations, like for different people. The boy with the noble Zelda's Ocarina, noble Zeldas. As I expected, you have come. I am Impa, one of the Sheikah. I am Princess Zelda's caretaker, and I'm also the sage who guards the Shadow Temple. A busy woman she is. We Sheikah have served the royalty of Hyrule from generation to generation as attendants. However, on that day, 7 years ago, Ganondorf suddenly attacked, and Hyrule Castle surrendered after a short time. Ganondorf's target was one of the keys to the Sacred Realm, the hidden treasure of the royal family, the Ocarina of Time. My duty bound me to take Zelda out of Ganondorf's reach. When last I saw you, as we made our escape from the castle, you were just a lad. Let. Now I see that you have become a fine hero. Close-up of Link. There's nothing to worry about. The princess is safe now. Soon, you'll meet Princess Zelda, face to face, and she will explain everything. That is when we, the six wise ones, okay, that seems like a different, like, a kind of translation to translate, like, six sages. Okay, might have been a different translator at work here. Yeah, that is when we, the six sages, will seal up the evil king and return peace to Hyrule. I have to stay here. You go to Princess Zelda's side and protect her on my behalf. Now I put my power, which should be helpful to you, into this medallion. My power, which should be helpful to you. Nice. Might actually not... do actually not know if it is helpful, but yeah, okay. Take it. Receive the Shadow Medallion. Empire awakens as a sage and adds her power to yours. Nice. Please look out for the princess. Sorry, Link, your princess is in another castle. Kind of vibes, okay. And we're back outside. Nice. Cool. Once again, I want to showcase if we do a quick spin without Lens of Truth, this happens. And if we do it with the Lens of Truth, this happens. We don't get the swirl. You can also change, charge our spin attack. Pretty weird, but that's how it is. Yeah, we are done with that. There's something else I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah. You can see we got the Shadow Medallion here, and it is seemingly the last medallion in place. That's also a lot of... that's also a thing like a lot of people discuss. Like, what is the intended last dungeon of Ocarina of Time? Is it Shadow Temple because it's the last in line here, or is it Spirit Temple because... like, for other reasons. Like, both fit, but Shadow is, like, in the last spot here. Same applies to Nocturne of Shadow. The warp song for Spirit Temple is, like, before Nocturne of Shadow. Last one is always Prelude of Light, but that also makes sense. So, yeah. That's an eternal question. I like how the medallions glow. That's always something I liked. And then, of course, after we get all the medallions, we get the Triforce in the middle, right? Ah, yes, if. But yeah, you can already see that, like, this is, like, how that rumor came to be. Like, you fill out all the things here, but then the only thing that's left, like, unfilled is the Triforce in the middle. Like, a huge source of that. Another thing that I can talk about while I'm here, like, in the guidebook, in the German guidebook for Ocarina of Time, that I already have mentioned a couple of times by now, you can see a screenshot, like, that is from, like, Adult Link. And one thing I always noticed about that screenshot is that the guy had all medallions, but he did not have the spiritual stones. So, like, basically all of this was filled out except the spiritual stones. And that basically also created, like, some kind of, like, myth with myself. I was always wondering how, like, that person managed to get to adulthood without the spiritual stones. Later on, I assumed that guy performed Door of Time glitch, but of course, like, a guy probably used, like, some kind of, like, modified save file or so in order to make that screenshot. Probably something like Nintendo handed, like, people to make guides for the game here or so. But yeah, that was, like, some source of myth that I had to, like, deal with back in the day. Cool, yeah, only one temple left. That will take us to new areas. For this dungeon we will go to Gerudo Valley and Gerudo's Fortress and ultimately into the desert. So looking forward to that. I am fairly certain there's nothing else I want to do with Adulting right now. We are basically pretty finished with Adultings. Most of the areas are cleared. Which means next time we will probably move straight to the next dungeon. So yeah, we will probably see us on Temple of Time again because I save and quit now, and then yeah, we will march on to the final dungeon of Ocarina of Time. Alright guys, thank you all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next episode of The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Until then, take care and goodbye.